Emerald City Sports, the podcast, everybody. It's episode 10. Let's go. This is awesome. Um, I'm Seahawks Martin. That is Mr. Emerald City Sports, Joshua Ngo. And we're here with episode 10. I would say a pretty special episode because we're doing something this episode that I don't know if Josh is going to like, but it's going to be pretty funny just for the both
Uh-oh.
of us. Um, so we're going to go through Geno Smith, the new starter of the Seattle Seahawks, Julio with his blockbuster contract, and then the surprise thing at the end, just for fun. So, Josh, let's start off. You can tell me that you told me so because you're right. Geno Smith is
Yeah.
Geno Smith is now the starter of the Seattle Seahawks. He has been announced Week 1 starter by Pete Carroll right after the um, Cowboys preseason game, which Drew Lock really disappointed in that game. I'll be honest. Come on. 3 interceptions is something that is inexcusable. Like a couple of them, yes, they were off of the receiver's hands, but there was some of his passes that were this close to being intercepted, and a lot of them ended up actually being. And one of them actually ended up being intercepted, which was a really boneheaded throw by Drew Lock. So no excuse for him there. Geno Smith won it fair and square, but at this point, I don't think it's who's the better one, just who's not as bad. So Josh, you can tell me. Go ahead.
Let's go. I called it. I feel like COVID had some impact on what it is now. But personally, yes, I picked Geno Smith to be the starter. But it's just he is the better quarterback. Like that should lead this team, but I don't think he's going to do well this season. Um I think this person should have shown him that he has improved after taking all this time off behind Russell Wilson, and when he's given the chance to make sure that everyone knows that he's the definite starter against Drew Lock, that wasn't shown in the preseason. What surprised me though is that Pete Carroll announced it right after the game, which meant that one, they probably already had it planned, and two, that meant this preseason game had nothing to do with it.
Now, I don't think that Pete did it right at the press conference because they already planned it, but I think it's just because the fact that Locke threw 3 interceptions. I think Pete made up his mind right then and there, and he walked back in and he's like, Geno's the starter, thinking that. Josh, how do you think Geno will do this preseason? I mean, this season. And do you think Locke might end up taking over him?
I think if he like just does badly, maybe not after the Broncos game, but maybe after like week 3 against like the Falcons, if he can't show up against like them, I think that's perfect time for Drew Lock to step in.
Yep, man. I mean, we kind of saw it coming. I mean, coming from sports broadcasting camp, we were told from Steve Rabel himself that Geno Smith would be starting, and then you saw a little hope from Drew Lock, and he got COVID, and then he came back and stunk. I mean, it all kind of led up to it. So I guess it's not surprising that Geno Smith started, but I know a lot of people really wanted Drew Lock to get that starting job because after that trade, it really feels like Seattle lost it because the QB that they got from Denver isn't even going to start for Seattle. He's just going to be a bench warmer, which would really suck. Moving on to the Seattle Mariners and the biggest name here in Seattle baseball right now, Julio Rodriguez. He has reached a long-term extension with, I believe, $210 million guaranteed, and I believe a 14-year contract. Is that right? I feel like I'm getting it wrong.
You're right. Yeah.
All right, 14-year contract, which is amazing. 14-year extension, I meant. I mean, Julio's been amazing this year. He got his 2020 a few days ago, and he's just been a really reliable part of this team. Josh, what do you think about this extension and this big development in Seattle Mariners baseball?
From the surface, it doesn't look really good. 14 years just after one really good season. Just like a big risk. But after looking into it, it was shown that there's like a bunch of like different kind of like little things that can change, which could actually end Julio going to free agency after 8 years instead of 14, which isn't that big of a risk rather than a huge 14 year deal. So I really like the deal now. Keeps possibly the rookie of the year for Seattle for a pretty long time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I see why there's a lot of skepticism about this, especially with what we did with Robinson Cano many years ago. That ended up horribly. So I guess I see why people are like, this is a little risky. But Julio's been amazing so far. And I mean, I think it's a good idea to make it 14 years and 210 million guaranteed, because if you're going to go with the short-term deal, he's going to want even more and more as the contracts expire. So using a really long-term extension on him means he won't be asking for more money for a long while now. So it's a great move. So yeah, Julio, he's going to stay for a very, very, very long time in Seattle. And hopefully this contract works out. So let's get a little. It's the 10th episode, Josh. I mean, okay. It's really cool right now. Josh, do you remember when we were at sports broadcasting camp?
Okay, sure. I mean, I don't think the viewers know about this, but sure.
Yeah, so I mean, just a rundown. Josh and I, we went to a sports broadcasting camp in Seattle, which was a blast. We got to meet a bunch of new people. We got to meet a lot of like well-known people. Steve Rabel. We got to meet Dave Sims, Alyssa Charleston, Jalen Polk, Carson Bruno. All these guys. They came in. They talked to us. It was really fun. And then we got to make a bunch of new friends. And we had a blast filming stuff. See where this is going, Josh? So the sports broadcasting camp, they have a YouTube channel, and they put all of us on it. So, hey, Josh, can you see this?
Yes, I can.
All right, Josh, how do you feel about reacting to yourself?
Oh, what? Wow. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. This is actually be kind of fun.
You fine with Jacob doing that? You're fine with Jacob?
I bet Jacob will be fine. We got to get him on the show sometime. Mm-hmm. All right. Here goes nothing.
I can't even hear it.
You can't hear it?
You didn't share did you share your sound?
Oh, okay. Not very smart. All right, how do I get out of this? Stop share.
Martin is good at scaring me.
I suck at Zoom
live
meetings,
on this show.
All right.
Not technically advanced.
I'll try again. All right. Now can you hear it?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to SBC Sports. I'm here with Josh Snow and Martin Nguyen. Today we're going to be talking about how the Seahawks are going to be starting Geno Smith over.
Yeah, I know, but it's just
cringy. I already see your reaction.
Yo. For one, so what you're seeing here is just a breaking, like we're practicing our breaking news kind of reactions. So all of this stuff was mostly like the breaking news that you're going to hear later, completely fictional. Don't even think that it's true, okay? Like if you're going to be honest, you're like, really? This actually happened? Then come on, man. But the stuff we say before, I guess is kind of true. Now,
Drew Lock, Josh.
I like the move. Geno Smith has been in the system, learning behind Russell Wilson for quite some time. I think Drew Lock needs some time to relax. He's gone through 4 different offensive schemes. I think he just needs this year to prepare and actually have a good system for many years.
Josh, what do you think about that? Was that good analysis from you?
It was a good analysis. It's kept in line with what I've said on this show, on my channel, this entire time. I don't break. I say the same exact thing. Well, not the same thing, but I'm able to say my idea, keep my ideas straight and not vary too much. Because then you're a bandwagon fan.
And Josh was right at the end of the day, because now we know Geno's the QB. And now here comes me with my take, and I ended up being wrong.
Now, I understand why Geno Smith would be the starter, considering he has more experience
than Drew Lock, but like I feel like they should just give Drew Lock a chance. Remember, we're still in training camp. Preseason starts this Saturday. If Drew Okay. Now, this is outdated. We did this like a month ago. So if you're wondering why I said training camp just started, that's why. Drew Lock can just play lights out throughout the entire preseason. You never know. He could pull Russell Wilson and become the starter of the Seattle Seahawks. But this could be a close matchup. We still don't know yet.
All right, guys, I just received news that the Seahawks have traded 3 first-round picks and Drew Lock to the Chargers for Justin Herbert. Wow.
Okay. I love how like Josh, he's like, you're like, oh, here it comes. And then my face when I like found out, it's so cringy.
Clip
I
it,
turned into,
guys. Clip it.
I turned into a clickbait YouTuber, which is really funny. So yeah, in this scenario, Justin Herbert became our QB, which honestly would actually be pretty cool in real life, but obviously it's not going to happen, which would suck. But oh well, we have what we have.
That is shocking.
Shocking news.
Wow. I don't even know what to say, man. I mean,
This is
crazy.
groundbreaking.
Blockbuster.
That's crazy.
We were just talking about how Gino and Drew were battling for the spot, but now I think we know who gets a spot now, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, yeah.
Forget everything I said about you.
Forget everything he said.
I think it's a bad move for the Chargers to sell Justin Herbert like so young because he still has his prime to go through. And now Chargers have no QB other than Drew Lock to throw to Keenan Allen
And I think it's a great move for the Seahawks. Okay. Even on the fly, and even when it's completely fictional. Look at Josh, man. Josh thinking of all of this on the fly.
I stay calm, cool, and collected. While you right now and back in the video are still surprised. I'm pretty sure you watched the video, but you're the person who's surprising me. I'm still cool now. I'm cool in the video. You're here holding your face like, oh no, whatever could I do?
No, I actually didn't watch this. I decided we watched it for the first time
You
together.
decided to pick the clip. Not
Whatever. Well, you said before the show you wanted to watch this one, so I decided, okay, why not?
I never said that. I just said
you said the breaking
what
news
my
is your favorite part.
was.
So.
You were trying to trick me again.
Clip. I chose that clip. Yeah.
This is all you.
Because now Justin Herbert has DK Metcalf, Noah Fant, Tyler Lockett to throw to. This offensive core now is going to be lights out this entire season. We are looking at a great future for the Seahawks now.
For sure, yeah. I'm still confused why the Chargers did that trade. They had Justin Herbert, who has probably one of the highest ceilings in the NFL for a quarterback. I mean, 3 first-round picks is a lot, but is it really worth it? This is SBC Sports. Back to you.
All right. What a beautiful ending by Jacob. So Jacob, he was our partner for this camp, and he's a great guy. He's really smart. So it was really cool. Josh, I have a handful of these. Like we could do this once every week and see what we were like. That'd be pretty funny. You down for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. Yeah.
He's fine.
I'll do it just for your reaction. Of course.
Okay. I mean, when I watch myself, it's cringy. Like I'm like, I really did that. Like it just feels weird, you know. But it happens. That's what happens when you do all this kind of stuff. But it's not bad. So yeah, episode 10, we ended it off with watching ourselves analyzing a completely fictional trade, but it was fun. That week was just a blast. So for episode 10, that is it. Now on to the 10 or 11 to 19, and that's going to be the stretch where we finally get to talk more about the Seahawks. I mean, actually, this 11 to 19 might be the most interesting episodes because we're talking about the Mariners and their playoff push to the end, and the Seahawks just starting off, which is kind of cool. So stay tuned. You're gonna have a lot of fun. For Mr. Calm, Cool, Collected over there. And for me, we're signing off for now. You've been listening to Emerald City Sports, the podcast. Hey, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and give us 5 stars on Spotify. And don't forget to check out Josh's channel where he just posted 10 hours of Broncos Country Let's Ride.
Beautiful.
I was playing it on the car ride from Portland back home, and my cousin was going crazy. She's like, why are you doing this? Can you stop? Like, she hears it over and over and over again. She was almost going into it. It was hilarious. But like, what? I opened it at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and it was still going. And I opened it at like 6 p.m. and it was still going. I'm like, what is this? Now I know how long 10 hours feels like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great video if you want to waste 10 hours of your life, but it's worth it, I guess. So yeah, for Mr. Emerald City Sports and for me, Seattle Martin, that was episode 10. See you at episode 11. And Emerald City Sports City, let's ride. See you guys.